here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming. Oh, he just took down Skilless 2-1. It is RagnaroK. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran player representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. And this is very Future. We've been seeing this a lot in his TvZs, but more often than not, he goes for the eBay block here against Zerg. Very unique to Future, but it does throw a wrench in the works. It does force, or ideally force, the unnatural natural against his opponent, but RagnaroK, he embraces the chaos. He goes for a pull first instead. Goes to the pool first. Looks like he is accepting his fate though. It looks like he's headed towards that unnatural natural location. So yeah, it's really cool. I don't know any other Terran player that does this. Future has been doing this very often. I wonder if he's gonna force a trend, because I remember talking to I think I was talking to Oreo. I was talking to Oreo, another GM Zerg player, about this. About how it's so worth it for the Terran player to do this. It's like disrupt the economy, disrupt the start. Like sure, you have to send an SCV out very early on, but you can just cancel this eBay, and this is such an unnatural position for the Zerg player, where even at the highest level of play, like it can be really awkward to play out from this position as well. So yeah, really cool to see Future incorporate this. Really cool to see as the links are coming out. They're going to be chipping away at this eBay. Again, eventually this will be cancelled. And back at home, Future just setting up, working towards his Marine. Actually, not going for a Reaper first. Interesting. Going for Marine instead into that factory. We're able to cancel in time, and RagnaroK is able to get his third base up and running. Now, it's really interesting that we didn't go for the Reaper first. I would have thought that with the Reaper we could like harass and be a little bit annoying and test the or at least like slow down the economy here of the Zerg player, but at the same time we also, or at least Future doesn't know the timing of the gas and link speed as well. Just because we delay the natural waste for so long, it is likely that the gas guys will be taken earlier, or the gases would be prioritized, and yeah, link speed is already on the way. So Future, he isn't going to mess around too much with his Reapers, is going into the 1-1-1, is going into that Hellion production. Let's go. So this is going to be very aggressive from Future. He's going to be delaying his third CC by quite a bit in favor of Hellions, in favor of Banshees. So Future is going to be very in the face of RagnaroK. And we'll see if RagnaroK can keep up. Ooh, actually not going for the add-on swap. He's going for the Viking first, as well as Stim instead. So this is looking very similar to the build that Spirit went for on Gressvan against DRG, if you recall, where he worked up towards a big Stim timing with tanks as well. I believe it was with 2 tanks, if I recall correctly. So we'll see what kind of a timing Future is going to be going for. Of course, once Stim is done, he can head towards combat shields. First Viking is out. With this Viking, we're going to be able to keep RagnaroK in the dark, shutting down all of these overlords. Okay, and it's not going to be a 2-base all-in. We do have a CC on the way. Roach Horn is thrown down as soon as that Viking is revealed. Okay, if you have a Viking opener, it is unlikely for the Terran player to go into Banshees from there. So we do have Roaches. Again, RagnaroK, one of the Zerg players that's willing to embrace the Roach. Dark as well. Very aggressive Zerg players. So the Hellions threaten to dive into the third base. It looks like one Hellion will go down. So far, no luck with the Hellion aggression. With the harass. Back at home, we're just throwing down additional Raxes. Going for an anode swap. There we go. We are going to be commencing tank production. And this push is going to hit quite hard. Until such a time, a solid volley on those lings, but the roaches are coming out. I believe they have been spotted by Future. I believe he did spot those roaches as they were moving. And Future's getting ready back at home. The first tank should come out in time, but are we going to have much else to defend? Again, no benches available for Future. The tank, the first one at least, will come out in time. Ravagers have been spotted. And Future, I believe his tank is far back enough where Ravagers are going to be punished if they do try to go for the bile. Third base being taken as we speak. Very confident move out of Future, but there we go. Does throw it back down. Does think better of it. Oh, and he is going to be able to pile down that tank. Takes a couple of shots to the face. Oh, the Hellions get surrounded as well. Future losing quite a bit here on the front line. But another tank does join the army. The boys are being pulled. The Lings, they go for a surround as well. It looks like the Marines are going down. It looks like the natural base has been broken. Oh. Again, RagnaroK just recognizing the weakness of that build. Lack of Banshees, the late tank. GG gets called, and RagnaroK takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. You could definitely argue as well that it may have been worthwhile. Future setting up his tank on the high ground. There was kind of a position there that he could have made use of, especially because I think we were lacking high ground vision from RagnaroK. But regardless, GG, well played. RagnaroK was able to take that first game. And now we're getting to game number 2. Let's go. Meanwhile, do you have any other updates? It looks like we do. It looks like Gumiho did take down Mana 2-1, advancing on into the 3rd round. My condolences to Mana, as he has been eliminated. Actually, a lot of the Europeans are going down. Quite a lot of them, actually. I think Spirit is the only one that was able to make it into round 3. And potentially Lambo. I would say that Lambo is the favorite player over TY. As much as I love TY and as much of a fan of TY as I am, he is not at the level he once was back in the day. Not yet, anyway, not yet. As we are getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressfarm, we have South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming, currently leading the series 1-0. It is RagnaroK. Interesting, because spawning in the bottom right hand corner, going for the eBay block once again, but also going for a low ground Rax. We have the American Terran representing Maturino Esports. It is Future. I like this. I really appreciate this. Okay, so the eBay is thrown down. RagnaroK is going to be forced to take... forced to take the unnatural natural. He does get up in time. So there's going to be a hatch first here from RagnaroK, but Future's going for a low ground Rax. So yeah, he's going for a 2 Rax opener. It is going to be the Beyond opener from Future. With this, we're going to have an abundance of Reapers, and RagnaroK is going to have a really awkward time defending. That's why I love this this variation of the eBay block from Future. He forces the bases to be in a really awkward position. That means the Queens are going to have a hard time rotating between them and defending. The Lings are going to have a hard time defending as well. I think this is a good start for Future. Obviously, RagnaroK is going to scout this. He's going to confirm. And we'll see how much damage this gets done. We'll see if Future, how committed he is as well. So, oh. Okay. Never mind. He's actually not making Reapers. It was only a single gas thrown down. He's going into Marine production instead. Okay, interesting. So, with this, he should still be getting a CC behind this. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into a 4-axe opener. He's going to have a lot of Marines really early on. Not too much map control. Marines are out. I love that high ground vision is provided, and this Overlord is going to go down. Supply blocking. Oh, a pretty hefty supply block for RagnaroK, actually. Is it going to slow down his production? Is going to slow down everything, but he's going for a Roach Warren. Okay. Okay. This is so interesting. So I love the roaches here from RagnaroK. We have very delayed factory production. We have a third Rax behind this, soon to be a fourth Rax. Now this can be defended with these tech labs. We can get into Marauder production. We can throw down a bunker if this gets scouted. The biggest problem right now is that because Future didn't go for Reapers, he can't scout. He doesn't know what's going on. He won't see the Roach Warren. He won't see the roaches. Because of that, he doesn't know that he needs a bunker. He doesn't know that he's in danger right now. And it is a 4-Rax. So we have seen Bjorn easily defend this with a 2-Rax opener. Like, again, you throw down some bunkers, you start Marauder production, you pull the boys to repair the bunker, and after a while, Dark just stopped. Dark just stopped trying to all-in this 2-Rax because it just would not work. Well, the problem is that when Bjorn goes for a 2-Rax, he makes Reapers, and the added advantage of Reapers is not just map control, but also scouting, because they get in, they can get behind the mineral line, they can see the gases, they can see everything. RagnaroK is arriving, and Future is not ready for this. He is not prepared at all. Stim is still on the way. The Ravagers are about to rock up. Stim is quite vulnerable, and RagnaroK's going for it. Oh, he goes for the Stim. The Biles will connect. The repairs just barely will keep that tech lab alive. Up. Oof. It's so important for that tech lab, for that Stim to finish. Meanwhile, the Lings are diving on in. The Marines are under threat as well. Who cares about Stim when you don't even have Marines? He goes for it. Up. Oh my god. It's so close. And Stim will finish just barely. Oh my god. That was so close. Future with the clutch SCV micro keeps it alive. The boys once again being pulled. Stim is done. We can avoid those Biles. We can dive on top of the Ravagers, and it looks like Future has held. But my god, was that close. Ay, ay, ay. The Ravagers get hunted down one after the other. 7 SCVs went down, but Future still has the economic lead. He still has the worker lead. His opponent's on 2 bases. His opponent was all in. And Future has weathered the storm. He's made it past the worst of it. Oh. And GG gets called. GG, well played. Future fights back, putting a point on the board, tying up the series 1-1. Oh god, that was so clutch though. Like, if Stim had not finished, if RagnaroK were able to snipe that tech lab, then we would have had a very different game. Very different game. Stim, of course, looked to the east, and Stim did arrive. Stim, never too early, never too late. Arrives just when it's needed. There you go. GG. GG, well played. Whew. We have an ace match. Now the question becomes, we're loading into Babylon. Does Future go for an eBay block again? Does he go for it? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Why not, Papi? Why not? Let's go. Let's go. Meanwhile, once we do wrap up this series, we are going to be heading over to the lower brackets. We will not be casting the qualifying matches. The qualifying matches are being covered by the mainstream. Both of them will be, and we will allow them to get underway with that. As we are getting into game number 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming going for a 15 hatch. Let's go. I love the adaptation. He's approaching this like a ZVP. It's so good. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Mystery Gaming. It is RagnaroK. The 15 hatch is upon us. Meanwhile, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have the American Terran representing Maturino Esports. Ooh. Tying up the series 1-1 in the last game, it is Future. Let's go. I love the evolution of this series. Game 1, RagnaroK was like, what the hell? And he was forced to take a really awkward natural base and a really awkward like pool first as well. Game 2, RagnaroK, he was forced to take the unnatural natural and into an all-in. Game 3, 15 hatch. And Game 3, Future doesn't go for the eBay block. So he doesn't waste any resources in the game of chicken. Future, well, I mean, both players do well for themselves, but Future comes out ahead. Just because going for a 15 hatch in a ZVT is inefficient. It does mean that you have less drones to work with. It does slow you down. But there are certain advantages. So because it's a 15-15, it's a 15 hatchery into a 15 pool, we can go for fast roaches. We can go for delayed, or we can skip link speed, just because the gases are delayed as well. Because it's a hatch pool gas opener, not a hatch gas pool opener. That's why Eric still does this in this matchup. He just goes roaches instead of Ling Bane. So I'm curious to see what RagnaroK goes for, if he still will commit into link speed, or if he takes up in a different direction. Meanwhile, Future goes for that first Reaper, skipped his SCV scout, and he is now going to come across what RagnaroK has been up to. But again, I love this so much. Lings are moving out across the map. Again, it was technically a hatch pool opener. So Lings are looking to disturb the timing of that hatchery, sorry, of that CC. Meanwhile, the Reaper going uncontested. Future should recognize, hold up, the Lings are missing. Where are they? They're across the map. Oh, the low ground CC will not finish. Good reaction out of Future. He does pull back in time. Boys are pulled as well to keep that SCV alive, to keep the Marine alive. Up, up. He wants the Marine and he will not get it. Good control out of Future. Doesn't lose anything. He was delayed, of course. His CC was delayed and was forced some inefficient mining as he was forced to pull the boys, but didn't lose anything. Very nicely done. At the same time, across the map, the Reaper is being as annoying as possible. Yep, and here we go. So, because of the late gas geyser, we're skipping link speed. No link speed. We're going straight into a lair instead. And I'm curious as to what this is going to be for. Okay. Reaper goes down. Ooh, Future. A little bit of a misstep. He did leave his Reaper idle. It was sniped by those queens. Additional gases are being taken. We're going for 2-base Roach. Now, with this layer, we can go for a Nidus. We can go for fast Roach speed. We've got options. Overlord is making its way across the map. For the time being, we don't have vision of the main base. Not yet. Third base is on the way. We don't have the fourth gas, so this isn't for like a spy or anything like that. Again, this should just be for roaches. And there we go, the first wave of roaches are on the way. Oh, RagnaroK will not have high ground vision. We did go for a Viking first. Overseer is going to be zoned away. Roaches in production. Do we have any tanks? We will have one tank. Now, whether it's in a good position or not, yet to see. Overseer does get sniped. Oh, and we are going for the Spire. This is a bold move from RagnaroK. We already made a lot of roaches. We already spent a lot of gas in this roach army. So we're not going to have as much left over for those mutas. But this is going to go unscattered. Oh, there's another Overlord goes down. Supply blocking RagnaroK. Ay, ay, ay. The question becomes, when will Future scout? Future has no idea what's going on. He saw the Roach Warren thrown down earlier. Yep, continued tank production. Medevacs are on the way. Future should be hitting a timing here with +1. Once +1 kicks in. Roaches are coming across the map. But last, they're running into a wall of Marines. Thankfully, they don't force a stim. Thankfully for Future, he didn't waste a stim. does at least confirm the composition of his opponent, and he's going to be going for some drop play. Here we go. The mutas are in production. 1 muta on the way. Again, we didn't really have too much banked up to go for multiple mutas. We're actually supply blocked. Oh, that's a brutal supply block for RagnaroK. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. The double drop dives into the main base. A bit of a delayed reaction from RagnaroK to pull away those drones. That means drones are going down. The Overlords are under threat as well. Looks like the Overlords will be saved. A couple of Marines go down. Mutas are in production. Future, he's going to be meeting up here with his main push. Oh my god. There are no banelings, there's no splash damage. The boys are being pulled. Future is going for a 2-base all-in with Stim +1 and combat shields. And RagnaroK, does he have enough to defend? The SCVs have been revealed. Ravage is going to try to hold on. The Biles will connect with one of the tanks. But we have more tanks where that came from. Ay, ay, ay. The tank's doing so much in the backline. The boys being pulled once again. Just making sure the tanks are saved, are preserved. Mutas across the map are wreaking havoc, but there's nothing for them to kill. The SCVs, they're already gone, Papi. They're already gone. Oh, as Future is making his way into that natural base. I love that the SCVs were kept back just to protect these tanks, and they will. Oh, God. The Ravagers go down, and Future, it looks like he has done it. He cleans up the army. There is nothing left for RagnaroK. The mutas, they come in from behind. They're going to be able to take down one of those tanks, but only one. There's just too much man with gun. Too many Marines. Future, he unsieges. He goes deeper into the natural base. GG gets called, and Future takes game number 3 and the series 2-1. GG, well played. Oh, let's go, Poppy. GG, well played. Future does it. He takes down RagnaroK 2-1, advancing on into a qualifying match. Damn. Not an easy road. Future, he 2-0'd Australia. He took down RagnaroK, and now he's waiting for the winner of Bjorn versus Creator. Oh, let's go. Oh my god, I was not expecting this outcome. Not expecting this outcome at all. I'm getting messages by the admins. They're like, wait, what? Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played. Congratulations to Future. A very, very solid result so far. Can he go all the way? Can he qualify for the Africa Champions Cup? Can he pull it off? We will see, as we are going to try and catch up with some of these other matches. It looks like Gumiho versus Special may have just concluded. I can see Gumiho in game. Let me see if I can figure out what is going on. I can see Gumiho in game, so I may just slip into Gumiho versus Special. Otherwise, we may head over to the lower bracket instead, where a lot of matches are currently underway.